oil leak in my Mustang. And we've been tracking it for a very long time. And at first it was the PCV valve. We could confirm that it was the back PCV valve pushing all the oil out and causing the car to also burn oil, which it still does burn oil, not through the piston rings, mind you, but because it is being sucked up somehow. Because I found oil in the supercharger inlet and it's going in the throttle body. Let me go over the current PCV setup with you. So my PCV valve on the back has been capped off. It used to run from there, to my knowledge, in stock configuration, somewhere into this vacuum line right here, and maybe even to the right there on the oil filler cap. So the guy that had it changed it, and this isn't the previous owner, this is the guy we had work on the car. He blocked off this port at the throttle body, and he put this vented K&N breather on the oil filler. Now, I think it's still getting too much positive pressure, and this is only pushing it out when it has too much positive pressure. And to my understanding, which I'm still learning about engines, or car engines at least, you know, almost got RMZ over there fully rebuilt. Oh, she'll be together soon. But you want to have as much negative pressure as possible to keep the oil in the engine. So I think it's not drawn enough. So I've connected the original valve cap filler hose up over here and to the inlet of the throttle body post supercharger. So I'm hoping all the pressure pulled from the supercharger will pull through this hose. I'm hoping it'll pull pressure through the engine, giving me negative pressure so the crankcase will be under vacuum. At least that's my current thoughts. I've also got thoughts of re-hooking the PCV valve in the back, running it through some catch cans. I'd probably put the catch cans right around here in the engine bay somewhere. Have 2 catch cans or 1 catch can, and then run it to the inlet of the throttle. But I'm still not sure. I still don't know the best way to skin this cat. But I think a good place to start is with the oil leak. So if you look around the engine, so you can see a little bit of oil buildup. Now I did take this to the pressure washer just a few minutes ago and douse everything down just to get any large contaminants and a little bit of oil off of it. But you can see it appears I have seepage around the valve covers and it's dripping down because I can't really get under the car because I'm still working on a way to get under it. I might do cribbing or some ramps of some sort, but right now my parking brake's out. You guys can see I've got my entire console taken out trying to track down the parking brake issue, and maybe I'll make a video on that on a later date because this video is going to span at least me recording in a few days. So I think it's leaking down because the oil pan down there is covered, but with an oil leak, obviously you want to check your highest point because then it's dripping down. You don't want to start at the bottom and start diagnosing leaks there. You want to start at the top and assume that it's seeping downwards. So obviously I can't clean all the oil off this engine, just way too much, and this is my daily driver. I don't have time to dig all this stuff off of the car and really go down there and clean the engine. Not till I'm older, have more time and money. But so I've decided to go about fixing this a different way, and I've looked at some videos online, and the best I could find is this stuff. This is engine oil dye. I'll show the branding and all that stuff. Obviously I'm not sponsored by any of these people, but this stuff is UV dye, which stands for ultraviolet. So basically BlackLight. So what this means is it fluoresces when it is hit by a UV light or a black light. So can't really see it in its packaging, but that is fluorescent. If I shine it on something kind of like neon colored-ish, when I put a black light to it, it's got some fluorescing properties, and so does that glue there of sorts. So the idea is you put this ultraviolet dye within your engine oil, and then you run the car. I'm gonna run it to school in the morning, and then I'm gonna drive away somewhere to some parking lot and record the rest of this video. And we're gonna inspect where oil is coming from in the engine bay. My one fear with this dye is you know, obviously lubricity change or something like that, and it could harm the engine. Everything I've looked through says this stuff won't hurt your engine. So we're gonna pour 1 ounce of this, which is the entire bottle. So I don't think it'll change the lubricity too much, but just to be safe, I'll probably do an oil and filter change very shortly after adding this. So clean the engine bay, made sure there's nothing fluorescing on the engine beforehand. So I'm gonna take this out of the package. Don't really seem to fluoresce that much. Hopefully when engine temperatures are applied or something internal will make it fluoresce more than it is. So we're just gonna add this 1 ounce. Okay. You can see it slightly reddish in there now. So let's take the BlackLight one more time. Okay, yeah, look at that. It fluoresces orange. You can tell where it's ran in there, and that's actually good because everything else that slightly fluoresces on this car fluoresces green. So that orange will be very distinctive. So I like that. So I will continue this video when I wake up for school in the morning. Alright, so day 2 here, looking at this, and it's made itself quite obvious in a short amount of time. So a few things I want to go over. I'm not really happy with this fluorescent stuff. It is raining today, so that kind of affected a little bit. But when I take the BlackLight, can't really see anything fluorescent, which that orange I've learned does not fluoresce in the way I wish it would. Taking it around, some of the stuff I was worried about. Intake manifold up there, and I know the BlackLight's coming off a little blue. It's because of how filming works. But take it down here, and valve covers look clean. This thing down looks pretty clean. Try not to put my light on the headers too long. But it's made itself very obvious where my problem lies. So you can see it's coming there, dripping down. Now I don't know how oil is getting over there. I'm gonna leave this stuff in and continue to check it with a BlackLight. Now make an update video if I see anything. You can see bright there, and it's running what seems to be, to me, that it's all running from this breather here. Because I couldn't see anything else it's dripping from, unless it's that sensor or something, but I don't see any. Oh yeah, look at that. Here is our oil leak. You can see it's getting past the threads. It's a very bad seal into there because that's threaded, and that's just kind of put in and close. So this breather might not be the best idea. You can see that's a good amount of oil, and it's in there, which is expected. That's where the oil's supposed to be. Fine with that. But that black tape I don't think is nearly, I mean, you can feel here that's a bad seal. There's just not enough sealing power between this and that, so I got to figure out what I want to do there. Everything I want to check is rip this pop off of this PCV I hooked up. And the reason I'm checking this is because it runs from the bottom side of the breather there up and into the throttle body for blow-by gases. Looking in, I don't see any fluorescing anything, so we can muscle that back on. So the breather, from what I'm seeing now, looks like our problem. And I'll check under the car a little later, and if I find anything, I'll continue the video. But this might be where the video ends, just with the simple breather explanation. So, thanks for watching.